about what Logos at Trinity is and is not. Logos is not a quick, easy solution to outreach or diversity or growth. Mostly, it's not quick or easy. Logos is a sustained effort by an army of volunteers, cooks, dishwashers, table parents, choir helpers, Bible study teachers, artsy craftsy folks, shepherds, and Tammy's mom, who comes in every week to set tables with fresh linens, china, and decorations. Some weeks, depending on the size of the cooking crew, we may have more volunteers than kids. Logos is a sustained effort requiring volunteers to build long-term relationships with children beginning as young as kindergarten and enduring through young adulthood. Some kids come from our congregation, from extended family and friends, from neighborhoods across town, and from across the street. We see these kids when they are overtired, overexcited, and sometimes undermedicated. We see them through good days, bad days, falling in love, and heartbreak. Wherever they come from, whatever they look like, however they dress or behave, they are our kids, and our job is to love them. Logos is a sustained relational effort. Our goal is to train followers of Jesus Christ, to learn to work together, love each other, and learn to be the church, and to practice what it means to treat each other as children of God. As a volunteer, I get to learn from other volunteers and from our kids. And hopefully the kids are learning something too.
It is a very structured program. It happens every week, the same time on Wednesdays. We have a gathering time for 30 minutes before we meet for dinner. And dinner is a family-style dinner with the children sitting in their class groups by ages with their teachers and or table parents. It is a nice meal that's served. They have tablecloths were decorated for the theme for the night. We eat on real dishes most of the time, except for hot dog night, with real glasses and silverware, and that gives volunteer opportunities for people to do dishes after the meal. Then the children break up and go to choir as a whole, all grades. And then we break into Bible study time and or crafts and recreations, and we rotate. And there are 4 different classes. One of the things I want to say about the dinner, it's a good time for service for the children. Each week we choose a new diener or server to go to the kitchen to bring the dishes out to the table, because we do sit down and eat and pass bowls. It's not where you go to a window and just kind of cafeteria style. It really is a sit down dinner, but the kids almost fight over who gets to be, at least at my table, who gets to go get the food. Like I said, they rotate between the crafts and the Bible study time, and then they gather back in at chapel with Pastor John, where they have time to for prayer concerns, they have music, and to time to sending out and to back into the world.
To go along with what she says, let me go to the Bible study portion of that programming. It's divided up K2 and 3-5, middle school, and then senior high. The K2 this year have been building a tabernacle with the things that go in the Holy of Holies, like the Ark of the Covenant, other things. And the 3-5 this year have been studying about the tabernacle, plus they're also assisting with the setting it up. If you want to see it, it's going to be set up for tour guides that are in the children's area that are going to be taking the adults through this Sunday and next Sunday. The middle schoolers are puppeteers. Middle schoolers are hard to keep interested in things because they don't want to be treated like babies, but they're not really senior highs, and they're misfits, let's face it, okay? So Tripp said, why don't we start doing puppets with them? And I said, okay. And so anyway, so now we've got a really strong puppet team. We emphasize a certain part of scripture that goes with whatever the puppet team's doing. For example, Danny and the Shacks is our new show. Danny and the Shacks is on Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And so the scriptures are from Daniel. And they have a scripture passage before we do puppets. Senior highs usually do topics of discussion that they want to talk through. And they also assist the younger kids when it's time to set up things for special events. For example, last year, they were doing or a couple years ago, they were doing Exodus, and they were going through, and senior highs helped with the dividing of the Red Sea for the little ones to go through and stuff like that. What I think are successes is that we have invited the RCC churches to be a part of our LOGOS event if they wanted to come. We are not trying to get them to be our members. They are still with their home churches. But we have had kids from St. Philip's. I think we don't have any from Messiah, but I think we have had in the past.
We have.
And we have from home church who come over on Wednesdays and do the LOGOS with our kids. People have invited others that they know, and they provide the transportation to get them there. We've had neighborhood kids come basically through Anthony's plots running Freedom School, because Freedom School is where for 6 weeks they come to learn to catch up on their academic basis of what they've lost or could not learn in school time. And they come for summer school. Well, they're in Trinity Church from 9 to 3 every day for those 6 weeks. They're used to Trinity. And so they come back for LOGOS some. And then some of the things like the major draws, like the tabernacle, puppets, and so forth, are a draw for them. Our kids are children and grandchildren of our members. They are people from our neighborhood, people who we've invited. They are people from the RCC. We have a variety of economic statuses. We have Anglos, we have Latinos, we have African American children, and they get along like the family of God. They are amazing.
LOGOS was one of the reasons I accepted the call, because I saw this program as really core. And I can name kids who I think basically we can say LOGOS saved their lives. Kids from very bad homes, absentee parents. In many cases, they come and they have that sit-down meal. It's the only sit-down meal they have during the week. And so it's a powerful program. We have maintained intentional integration with the neighborhood, and every year we go out and invite people. We don't expect them just to come to us. So this past August, after Freedom School wrapped up, I went with Trip around to families to personally invite them to come. Or with Russ, I'm sorry, to personally invite them. And I don't think any of them would have come without that personal connection. And so that, anyway, that's